Avast ye scurvy dogs. Welcome, pirates, to the fourth tall tale of a pirate's life. This will be a full guide of Dark Brethren. But before we start, I want to say thank you to all the support on my channel I've gotten so far, as well as over on my Twitch. To start off this tall tale, you'll need to jump on your ship and look over at your map for the Coral Fortress. This will be located on the northwest side of the map, just north of it, above I and J. After you sail yourself across the seas, you will once again follow Jack Sparrow into the Coral Fortress. You will find him standing at a door, which he will then open with the pendant that he has from Calypso. After he opens the door, you can go ahead and swim into the water, and on your right hand side in the broken ship, you will see the first journal. As well as in the same room, once you turn around, you will notice peculiar levers on the wall. If you go in order from left, then swimming down the hallway a little bit more for the second lever, and then finally the third lever, you will then notice something appears on the wall. All of the levers are going to be very similar. You're going to have to pull all three of the levers in the right order in order to show the mural. Once the murals appear, you're going to need those later on, so make sure you remember those. Now, following Jack Sparrow once more down the water cave, you will notice on your left hand side the second journal. Afterwards, you will use the geysers to get up to a small platform which has a pulley system on it. Use that pulley to get across the swinging mast. You can either wait or time your jump correctly to jump across to find the third book. You now will have to climb the ladder to stand in front of Jack Sparrow before he falls down the water slide. Now, before you go down that water slide, it's worth mentioning that this is a commendation. You have to go either left or right inside one of these in order to get the full commendation. It is called a secret path. This will just allow you to go down a separate path instead of the original. There are several paths. You don't have to go down all of them. Just once will get this commendation completed. Once the water slide has spit you out, you'll be underneath the Flying Dutchman, which will give you your second commendation, finding the anchored Flying Dutchman. On the right hand side of the Flying Dutchman, you will also notice more of the levers. You have to click them in order from right, then go across or underneath the ship to the starboard side to find the second lever. Once you find the second lever, you will pull this and then look to your left towards the front of the ship towards the third and final lever. This third and final lever will then show you a mural on the wall just in front of the Flying Dutchman. And as you notice, it is now a mermaid. The picture has changed, just like all of them will. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and climb up the Flying Dutchman on the front left side of the ship. This is the only ladder on the boat. Afterwards, you will then go down underneath onto the bottom deck to the map table and pull out the dagger. It is there Jack Sparrow will grab the dagger and go into a short dialogue. Afterwards, you will go above deck. Once all the candles have lit themselves, the captain's quarter will open for the Flying Dutchman. You will then proceed inside, and on the left hand side on a small table, you will notice another book. Once you've collected the fourth book, you will then look at Jack Sparrow standing in front of the organs. You will then find a piece of paper which you will need to open and read in order to play the organ properly. In the correct order, you will follow the book from numbers 1 through 8 in the right pattern. You can see on the keyboard as well by which keys are worn in and how to play them. If you like to play this back one more time, and you will see the correct pattern. As soon as the song has been played, the battle will begin. Make sure you grab some supplies from the front of the ship to make sure you have enough to defend yourself. There are even mermaid statues along the sides that notify you of which wave you are on. Be careful, as some of these enemies will board the ship during these waves, so make sure you don't drop your guard, because an enemy can be attacking you from behind while you're on a cannon or gathering supplies. Once the battle has been completed, you will see that every statue is glowing, as well as the sirens will play their final song. This will give you another commendation for surviving the battle aboard the Flying Dutchman. After the battle is over, you will then go through the door that has just opened into another area. Once more, you will have to fight several mermaids, and afterwards, you can then swim down to the 2 cages in front of you on the bottom of the area and find the 5th book. After you've collected the book, you might as well cut all of the strings while you're down there, because you will use all of these wooden structures as platforms to jump to your next area. Once you get on top of the platforms, you will then use these to get into the dark area underneath the ladder here, and you can see this is the 6th location for the book. On top of this, you will climb the ladder, and to the right hand side, you will pull this lever down. This will drop the ship, creating a platform you can stand on later to get to Jack Sparrow. But before you jump into the water, jump down to your left and you will see the first of 3 levers on the bottom of this room. Afterwards, you will jump in the water and swim towards the next one by the waterfall. The last remaining lever will be down all the way in the water where you cut the 2 strings for that smaller platform. Pull that and this will show you the next mural. As you can see once more, this is a different picture and there are 2 remaining. Finally, you will go on top of that platform you dropped to speak to Jack Sparrow momentarily, and he will lead you up another pathway. Once you get into this room, you will see that there are siren paintings on the wall similar to the quest before. All you have to do is raise these siren statues by putting them in the proper position after attacking them, either with your sword or weapons. But because there are 2 of the siren statues and only one of them active, you will need the heart of the siren in order to put them in the right position. Jack Sparrow will then go into the wall, giving you a siren heart you can use in the 2nd statue. Once the siren has its heart, you can then put it in the proper position, making sure that they are both upwards. Make sure that you attack the one that makes music in order to get through the door. Once more, we see the 3 siren statues. Now, 2 of them are pretty well hidden. You have to make sure you either follow this guide or look along the proper path. Up top, you will see that this siren has to be placed all the way up with his hand upwards, as well as there's one in the corner standing behind some either dark coral or just a dark section in the wall. This one will be middle arm raised position, so you have to shoot this one twice. Then you will go back to where you came from, either grab more ammo or just to position yourself properly in order to shoot the siren to make the music. Once you have shot this one, you can then pull up the lever, which will then raise this ship as well as get rid of the waterfall in front of you, blocking you from the path that you need to go. Once you run up the ship, you can then drop off the side onto the next path. This path will now take you to another series of levers that we're going to have to find that are hidden amongst the side of these walls. Before you go up the mast, you will see that there is a lever hidden on the side. This will be the first of 3 that you need to pull. Afterwards, you go climb up to the top and then across once more. Now there is a lever behind you, but that is the 3rd and final one. We have to return to that. As you can see in front of you is the 2nd one, and as I've just said, you need to go back across the mast you just came in order to find the 3rd and final lever. Once you pull this lever, once more a mural will appear. This mural is 3 diamonds all together. Once you have collected that, you can then go to the door which is in front of you. You can open this door by placing the siren's hands up once more and shooting the siren behind you. After you get through the door, you will notice that there is another book hidden in the coral. This is the 7th book that you will find, as well as you have to be careful because there are some enemies that spawn in the room. After you've completed the short fight against the enemies, you will then use the geyser once more to jump across this little short platform. This is used to cut the string in order to open up the door that is underneath you at the time. You will then find a force field wall, which you need to hit this little flower looking item with a weapon in order to get through the water section. Once more, there are sirens and paintings on the wall that you will need to use in order to raise the water level in this section. Make sure that all of the corresponding sirens are in the proper position before shooting the final siren, blasting the noise in order to raise the water. As before, once you do this properly, the water will raise, and on the left hand side you will see on top of the coral your 8th book. And also behind you in the same room on your right will be the first of 3 levers you're going to need to press for the 5th and final mural. To get to the 2nd lever, you're actually going to need to raise the larger mast in order to climb across to jump over to the next platform. Now, I chose to drop down and press the lever. You can jump up as well to press this, but this is the 2nd one, and the 3rd and final one is inside of the water below you. Once you press this lever, you can then swim to the surface and look above to see the 5th and final mural. Now that you've completed another commendation, you also still have to remember those, but let's get back to the puzzle. You're going to need to have to lift both of these pulleys the short one first as well as the long one second to get across this next area. The timing on this will give you just enough time to jump across without any issue. Now turn to the right to slide down the next waterfall, and this will put you in the next area. This area you will hear several people speaking. You have to be very careful not to go too far because there's another commendation to sit and listen to all 4 of these people speak about the Dark Brethren. If you go too far ahead, they will disappear and teleport to the next area, making you have to restart this whole tall tale in order to get to this moment once again. After about 3 minutes of dialogue, you will then complete this commendation and you can move forward to the 9th book, which is hidden behind the coral on your right. Afterwards, in order to find the 10th and final journal of this tall tale, you will go down to the table where all of the people were standing, and next to the chair will be the last book. As you can see, you have now received all 10 of the hidden journals and completed another commendation. Next, you have to read a letter hidden inside the dead man's chest. In order to get that, you will have to use the puzzle that is on your right with the 5 blocks of wood. By spinning the wood in the proper position from order that you found the murals, you will then open up the wall and get the dead man's chest key. This key is then used in the chest right behind the table, standing next to the throne it looks like. And inside will be a mysterious parliament. Once you get the mysterious parliament, it will be added to the tall tale, which you can go to the last page in your book to read it. Now that you have that completed, there are only 3 more commendations that we need in order to finish this tall tale. One of which is going to be defeating the Gold Hoarder. Once you have completed this long fight with the help of Jack Sparrow, you will have defeated the Gold Hoarder. And with that, received 3 more commendations. You will have finished the tall tale, but you will also have completed every single one of the commendations with inside. That is going to be it for this video. I hope this has helped you complete all of the commendations for this tall tale, as well as thank you guys so much for all the support on my channel. It's been insane lately, as well as those who have traveled over to my Twitch to give me a follow. We are just starting up, but all the people that support everything that I do, I really appreciate it. I try to put as much work into this channel as I can. I do everything by myself, editing and thumbnails. So once again, thank you guys so much for all the support. And with that being said, have a great day, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.